MBW Blitzscreed is a precision, lightweight yet heavy-duty screed. It was designed to strike off and consolidate concrete while simultaneously providing a high degree of surface accuracy. Another plus is greatly elevated rates of productivity. Like most products requiring assembly and adjustment, the Blitzkrieg will perform at optimal levels only if it is set up and calibrated correctly. Section placement is important. Generally, it's better to place longer sections in the centre of the screed while short sections go on the end of the screed. The engine mounting bracket and clevis must be bolted to the top tube. The engine may be fixed to either end or in the middle of the screed. In either case, it is important to attach the engine so the engine cylinder is over the rear of the screed and the engine is located between two A-frames containing bearings. Placing the engine at one end of the screed has some advantages in that a winch operator can also control the engine. However, placing the engine in the middle of the screed can provide more uniform vibration across the length of the screed. Now, secure one of the drive belts to an adjacent A-frame for emergency use. Slip the remaining belts over the clutch and drive pulley. Position the drive pulley directly below the clutch. Rotate the drive pulley with the thickest point of the A-frame bearing hub. Adequately tighten the taper lock securely to the drive pulley to the shaft belt. Belt tension is critical for proper performance. With the engine shut off, adjust the belt so that it's just loose enough to touch the inside surfaces of the belt together with finger pressure. This is only for the single belt system, however. With the engine shut off, adjust the belt so that there is a ½ inch deflection with moderate pressure, and this is only for the two belt system. At this point, install the end bracket and winches. You're now ready to finish the assembly of the Blitzkrieg. It is essential that the following sequence of events be completed in order. Step 1. With special attention given to the matching the profiles of the flex couplers and the shaft drivers, connect all of the shafts in the screed. There are 2 retaining rings for each coupler. Slide 1 retaining ring over each end of the coupler. Now sight down the top tubes of all screed sections and straighten if necessary. Step 2. Make certain that the bottoms of the 4 blades at the juncture of any 2 sections are all in the same plane or level. Attach and tighten splice plates with blind nuts at the rear of the screed. Again, it's critical that the blades are all in the same plane. Tighten the splice plates tight. You'll not be coming back to do this bit again. Step 3. Loosely attach the turnbuckle assembly into the yokes provided at each end of every screed section. Turnbuckle nuts should all face the back of the screed. Don't tighten away any of the hardware. Keep turnbuckle hardware loose and note that the machined end of the turnbuckle is left-hand threaded. Repeat the loose assemble process from sections throughout the screed. The next adjustment is very important. If your slab is to be flat or crown, rotate the turnbuckle unit until the bolts at each end bottom out on the outside of the holes in the yokes. If your slab is to be inverted, rotate the turnbuckle until the bolts bottom out on the inside edge of the holes. Once these adjustments are made, tighten the turnbuckle nuts tight, but be careful not to rotate the turnbuckle. Don't tighten the turnbuckle jam nuts yet. This will be done when adjusting for grade. So you just viewed the 3 critical assembly steps in sequence. If the assembly is not completed in the order shown, you may have a screed that is torqued or slightly twisted and will not perform at optimal levels. With the screed sitting on forms and a string line adjacent to the rear or float blade, you're now ready to adjust the MBW Blitzkrieg to grade. Begin with the turnbuckle at the centre of the screed. Rotate the turnbuckle until the screed centre is at the desired height. Repeat the process at each turnbuckle for the remainder of the screed. You may have some difficulty at the first attempt to align the screed, but the process will become easier with practice. When the screed has been adjusted to the desired grade, tighten the jam nuts into each turnbuckle but be sure that the turnbuckle does not move out of place. The assembly and alignment of the MBW Blitzscreed is now complete. After assembling a new Screed for the first time, set it on wooden blocks and start the engine. Run it at a very low idle for approximately 20 minutes. This allows the bearings and the Screed to break in before the first pour. Now spray down the Screed with form oil before pouring. Failure to coat the Screed with form oil will result in extra cleaning time during the operation. Don't exceed the engine revs per minute. If you hear a knocking noise, the shaft is hitting the A-frames. Check the engine RPMs. Failure to do this will result in damage to the A-frames, and clean immediately after use. If a pressure washer is used to clean down the Blitzkrieg, give each A-frame bearing a shot of grease immediately after washing. Run the engine for a short time to dispense the grease within the bearing. Properly assembled, aligned and maintained, the Blitzkrieg will give you years of high performance and high production use. But keep this video handy. Even after you're comfortable with the setup process, our experience confirms time and time again that problems encountered in operation often are frequently traced back to errors in setup. New personnel and those that require cross-training can also benefit from viewing this video. At MBW, the Blitzkrieg is one in a family of fine products that are designed to last. To increase productivity, designed with the future in mind. MBW Europe is a source of equipment for today and for tomorrow.